Big Mike here, finally getting a chance to play some of the winners from the recent Ludum competition that ended at the end of August. And you've heard the phrase, go big or go home. That's exactly what I'm doing here by starting out with the grand prize winner. This is a game called Super Dimensional by a guy named Pixel Mind. And this one, like I said, won the overall competition. You can see I've got my mouse pointer here. That's because you're going to need to see how I'm controlling this to know what the heck is going on. You're not really using the buttons at all in this one. Really just focusing on the mouse. As we roll around in our snow world, move the mouse. And you'll see as I move the mouse, that alternate world, it kind of erases and zooms over everything. It moves opposite of what you're doing with your mouse. So if I want to make this wall disappear, cross over, and it all comes back. And so we're no longer a snowbally guy. In the snowstorm, we're kind of this octopus, squid, underwater guy. And this line, vertical, dotted black line, that's a checkpoint. So really it's just finding your way through obstacles. So erase that wall, we're going to swim through, and sometimes it's tough. Alright, made the jump. Now we do have to jump. Really nice overall use of the theme, definitely. Again, the theme being connected worlds. I think this does it just about perfectly, really. Get this guy to swim up. Nicely polished looking graphics. I like the ambient sound. There's not a lot in the way of sound effects, but I don't think it needs it. I think that it might actually take away from the experience. But again, nice ambient sound to kind of just give it an overall feeling or impression of what's going on. And so yeah, I found out that the alternate world can kill you, so we're going to try to avoid that as much as possible. And we made it, just barely made it through. And from what I've seen through some of the screenshots, I haven't played a whole lot of this yet. Oh, I'm not going to make it, damn it! Thank you. Alright, so you can see the checkpoints don't take you too far back. And I'm having a hard time focusing and talking. There we go, we made it. You can see the puzzles get increasingly more complicated. And apparently, looking at some of the screenshots that were there, there are different worlds. I saw one that looked like a fire or kind of lava world. So I assume at some point we'll get to the end of this and move on to another one. And believe it or not, this is only his second entry into the Ludum competition. And just outright won the thing. Oh man, that's tough. It's not easy. But it's just the right amount of challenging. It's not frustrating. If you fall in one of those pits, like I said, the checkpoints aren't too far away. So you can... Oh, come on. The checkpoints aren't too far away, so if you do die or you get stuck or something like that, you can come up and hit that checkpoint. It'll pop you back to... Oh, here we go. Here's a... Okay. Now we're like a little slimy guy, a little glob. Let's... Alright, so he's going to climb up the wall. Wonder what the alternate world looks like. Oh, it's the same thing. Okay, so we still have our swimmy guy, the jellyfish looking guy. And oop, gotta do just enough to keep him up. Oh man, now we got 3 of them going at the same time. This is cool. I like this a lot. Wow. Fantastic. Oh, what? Oh, okay, I got squished by that thing. So that needs to go away. Go away, go away! Ah, damn it. I don't want to mess with that. If I die here, I'm quitting this one. God, look at this. It's all weird now. Nope. Okay. In an effort to not completely embarrass myself on this particular game, which is going to happen right here. God, come on. I'm going to quit this one right now. Move on to the next one. But again, I'm going to have a link to this, so this is well worth playing. Well worth spending your time on. Can he swim up over that? Again, it's called Super Dimensional by our good friend, Mr. Pixel Mind. Let's go on to the next one. So our next game actually won in 2 categories, which is fitting because it's actually 2 games. You can wrap your brain around that one. This one's called Hop Slide, one for innovation and for theme. best use of the theme Connected Worlds, and I think you're going to see in just a second here why that is. So on the left is our game Hop, which is a very simple little platformer using mouse or keyboard keys to kind of move ourselves around. On the right side we've got Slide, which is just a little slider puzzle game, so you can move these pieces around. And you'll see how these fit together in a second. These games are actually connected. So if we make our way through the little world here, hopping our way through, and actually for a little platformer, it controls really well. So here's a map that will kind of tell you exactly what is going to happen here. So in each of these pieces you can see they've got arrows on them. And this is how the worlds are connected. So we've got the blue piece with the blue and the green, you got left and right, and these are all connected. Each of these represents a different world within Hop. So I move my way over to the right here in just a minute and you'll see exactly what I'm talking about. But it's an ingenious concept, just really cool. That's what I thought, little bouncer guy. So you can see the arrow here telling us this is an exit. We're going to make our way to a different connected world, but right now we can't go anywhere. So if you remember the map, if we want to go right, so we're in the blue world looking here, we want to go right, so we need to match up this right arrow with the left arrow from one of the other pieces on the board. So looking here, we can connect to the green one. So if we move these guys out of the way, let's move this one down here and we'll bring the green one over. Now we click back over to Hop and we can go right through the green side. But if we disconnect this and come back, oh, it's not connect. There we go. Now it's disconnected. Now we can't go back. But if we put these back together, we can just go back and forth. So really cool concept on this one. Really, I mean, just taking that theme of connected worlds and almost taking it literally and connecting these two completely different games. What you do in one affects what happens in the other. So it's a really interesting idea, really cool concept. And I gotta tell you, it took me a little while to wrap my brain around this one and figure out exactly what you were supposed to do and how it worked. But once you do it, it's a really cool idea. Again, you know, having one, the controls are really tight, really nice. You can actually use an Xbox controller on this one if you want to. I'm just using the keyboard for it. But the music, I think, works well too. Alright, so again, that one is Hop Slide. I'm definitely putting a link to this one down in the description down below. It's one you want to play with. I think this is one you can spend a lot of time with. I guess the idea here is you can connect a different letter in each world. So each of the colored worlds will have a letter for you that you can collect at the end. But again, really interesting, really cool and unique concept on this one. So let's take a look and see what we've got coming up next. We got one more. Alright, and the last game I'm going to look at today is the winner of the fun category, and this might be just the most important category of them all in the competition, because who doesn't like fun, right? So this is a nice, what essentially amounts to a twin stick, dual stick shooter, using WASD to move your character around, using the mouse to aim and point. I did find it actually easier. I'm using the Xbox controller to use the left stick to move the character around. You can do it either way. For me, like I say all the time, I prefer the controller. And so it works. So I'm using the left. Can't even freaking talk today. Using the controller in my left hand, the mouse in the right hand. Not super sure about the connection to the theme in this one, aside from saying that the worlds are connected. That seems to be kind of a throwback to some of his previous games in other Ludum competitions, which I think is a cool idea. Bringing some of those things forward again with some of the sound effects and visuals and some of that. But overall, for a game like this that was made in 48 hours, really well done. It's got nice sound effects. When you're shooting, it's kind of cool how the screen shakes around like that. You can see the hair in the character's head moves. So it gives you some good feel of moving around the screen. Some good obstacles to work in there. The enemies are seem fairly intelligent as they come after you. They won't just let you sit behind a rock and hide there forever. They make you come after them. Oh, one more guy left here. Let's go get him. And apparently when it was first made, you had to click the mouse each time you wanted to shoot by request. He added a feature. You just hold down the mouse button, and you just fire continuously. That's the version I'm playing now, just because it seemed like it was going to work better. Again, some different enemies here. And I will say the game is fun. I am enjoying it. And I don't think I even mentioned the name of the game. It's called What Could Possibly Go Wrong? When you open up a bunch of portals to a different world with monsters that want to kill you. What could possibly go wrong? Only everything. Alright, so I'm going to wrap this one up. So that was our first 3 winners from the Ludum 30 competition. This weekend, hoping to play, there's 4 other winners. I'm going to take a look at those, some of my favorite categories with graphics and sound and audio and just some of those kinds of things. So I'm going to go ahead and, and die. As I'm wrapping up the goddamn video, I die. And then I got to start all the way over at the beginning. Alright, so that's going to be it for me. As always, I'll put links to all these games down in the description so you can go out there and play them. Give these guys some credit for what they were able to do in only 48 short hours. Play their games. Tell them on Twitter, on the Ludum website, wherever. Tell them how much you enjoyed playing their games. Encourage these guys. Keep making more games. And women. I don't know, men, women. I don't know who's making all of these, but I think this round was all guys. But go out there, play them. Encourage these guys to keep doing what they're doing. Keep making these games for us to play. But anyway, like the video. Share it with some friends if you would. Subscribe to the channel if you haven't already. Definitely want to try to build up the audience again. But anyway, I'm going to keep playing some games, and you guys all should too. Take it easy. I'll see y'all next time.